Still have to wait for it. Insert obligatory hate towards the new Mario series here.
Hey!
Hello, it's me, Mario.
And the Luigi, and the Toad, a Toad, a Toad, a Toad, and that stupid bunny who wishes he was Ravio.
Well, technically, Nabbit came before Ravio, so... Just saying.
By the way, who invited the bunny rabbit?
I don't know. It's like Spike. I don't know who's now made him the new big character, James.
Sorry to interrupt, but what were you trying to say, Matt?
Okay, so the whole hate towards the new Super Mario Bros. Series, here's the thing. I don't hate it. I just don't like the
Blue
like,
Toad.
for a while... Yay! I just don't like that for a while.
Easier.
Easiest. How is he
Anyways.
easiest?
He takes no damage.
Hey, that's right. I forgot about that.
But of course, we're here for the real star of the show, Toadette.
Yay.
Let's do it.
Anyway, you don't like that for a while.
Anyway, for a while, it was like the only Mario games they're releasing, and they were all the exact same. Yes, they had like 1 or 2 new power-ups, but they're basically all the exact same, and that's why people were annoyed about it. And if they brought the series back, that would be great.
For a second, I thought Toadette was sitting in a high chair.
Nah, but oh crap.
Unfortunately, they brought it back by literally just bringing one of the games back from one of the consoles.
Which is funny because really it only got so bad in 20... Oh!
See, Bowser actually has a really cool idea. He's not going to kidnap Princess Peach. He's just going to take the whole castle.
And just throw our heroes on the other edge of the world.
Look at all the acorns! I kind of like
And the
that
baby
thought.
Yoshers.
Yay! Baby Yoshi.
I love how Yo Toad landed. That was so cute.
Yeah.
And one of those babies like, oh boy, appetizers!
Run.
Better run. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it should be. I should actually throw my own hand into the whole equation. Like, yeah, it is true that like for a while they did get a little bad about reusing stuff, but it's funny to mention that though because they only really got that bad the 1 year because that's when we had 2 new Super Mario games in pretty much that same year. We had New Super Mario Bros. 2, which, well, yeah, it's really didn't need to exist, and we have this one, which is pretty much the better of the 2 options, and I appreciate it's still a thing, because I honestly think this is easily the best of the new Super Mario Bros. Series, but even then, it's just that, well, yeah, it's pretty much, at this point, there's been like 4 of these games in, like, since 2006.
Hey, boom, boom.
I personally still think that the first one is the best one, but that's just me.
The first one is good just because it actually felt like it added the most compared to the rest of them here. I mean, I think this game is still the most solid of them and had a few interesting ideas, but it still mostly reuses stuff like Boom Boom.
Boom, boom.
And the Koopalings.
So, Celia, what's your experience been like with the new Super Mario Bros. Series?
I've only played Wii. I've always wanted to play Wii U. But before it got an update. But
Right.
didn't get a
Look
chance.
at the
Oh, it's so cute.
This is you basically get Super Cape physics. And
Wait, time for the real star.
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but this is better. Peachette.
you can double jump like Daisy
Oh,
better.
I can see
and
the...
be a princess.
Oh boy.
Oh,
You don't even have to worry about pits for the most
Here's
part.
my question: does Toadette still keep her voice, or?
Nope,
Yeah.
it was replaced with Peach's voice.
Oh, okay.
you can be a princess like Daisy.
Sam Kelly voiced Toadette, didn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she voices all the Toads.
Oh, okay.
Except for Toadsworth.
Okay, so it's not much of a change.
Okay, the one thing I do love about this series is the fact that the music, whenever it gets to the ba-ba, every single time the enemies jump with it.
Yeah, they're all singing.
Oh yeah, I always did like that touch.
It's not just the enemies, but the background does too, like the little flowers.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh yeah, you're right. They do kind of pulse. They kind of pulsate a little bit. Oh.
But yeah,
I love how dainty she looks when she slides down slopes.
So
Yeah.
this was the item that spurned some controversy, or at least I should say a lot of speculation that really I think Nintendo could have saved themselves a lot more trouble. They could have saved themselves so much trouble if they just had it be Daisy. Or just gave us a playable Peach.
But we can't have Daisy without Peach.
True.
Yes, you can.
And I was about to say, like, Logan says that, like, it caused a lot of controversy. It also caused, like, a lot of fan theories that aren't... what am I trying to say? It caused a lot of fan stuff that kind of got dispelled by the fact that Nintendo has stated, like, the very second the game was announced, that only Toadette could use this item.
Sorry, Luigi. Only Toadette can become a Peach.
But here's the
And I
problem.
don't know why it's like...
Go
My
ahead.
thing, all I was gonna say is, like, they also recently announced that in the website that they put up, and they're like, wait, how do we have known? I'm like, that was one of the very first things they announced.
Yeah, I know.
We saw that in the trailer.
I just can't believe. Go ahead.
No, you were saying?
I just can't believe it took Nintendo stating twice that not only Toadette can only wear the crown, but she who shall not be named is not canon and never will be.
But you gotta admit, I don't even think even Nintendo could have mentally prepared themselves for the amount of... Here's the sad part, is that it wasn't even, like, just fan art. It was really good fan art. Like, actually, like, professional artists. And wait, stop. Hang on, Matt. Didn't an actual professional artist, like an actual, like, game developer, draw that character?
I believe so.
Not initially, but at some...
Anyway, there is a version of Bowsette that I actually do like.
Said the B word.
I'm sorry. It's the only one that makes sense and actually designally is actually good. In fact, I'll send a link to it with the artist. It's actually
no more
good.
Peach for today.
All right.
Yay, fire to... See, okay, James, what is your exposure has been about the game? What has your exposure been with the new Super Mario series?
I mean, I've been playing the game since the original, and, like, I don't hate them per se. I mean, I do think there are better alternatives, like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Rayman Legends, and so on and so forth. But, like, I mean, for specifically, it could have been worse. At the same time, though, I will admit, Super Mario World is still the better game. By far. Okay, Peaches is back.
Oh, boy.
Now we shall rejoice / tease.
Never mind.
Oh, never mind.
I played the DS game, I played the Wii game, and then I kind of stopped. I didn't play 2. And I kind of stopped ever since because they all just started looking the same.
I played all of them except for New 2.
That's fair.
Ooh, no.
I mean, I did play all of them, even 2. I mean, I think 2 is a decent enough game, but I think that's only a game only first-timers would get a kick out of. Otherwise, you're better off just playing the other games.
The way I see it is that I get the feeling that, you are right that out of all of them, 2 is probably the dullest. I think people would be... Oh boy. I get the feeling that 2, the reactions to 2 would have been a lot less cynical if there was, like, a proper spacing between the release of it and U.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Going up.
Secret area.
Oh yeah, by the way, for any eagle-eyed viewers out there, notice anything different about this video compared to our others?
It looks crisp.
I'll give you a hint. 6.
Hold on. Here, I'll do it. We're doing it live!
That and also 60 FPS.
Yep, I actually invested in a new Elgato, and it's honestly been a dream. Like right now, I'm literally playing. I don't even have my TV on. I'm just playing it straight from the thing itself, and it's like there's like no delay whatsoever. It's like a dream come true. So recording honestly won't be as much of a hassle as
I thought of investing in it, but I wasn't sure if it was worth it.
Well, in this person's opinion, it's well worth it.
So for
assuming
product
you have a
placement,
computer to run it.
I didn't hear you.
It's well worth it, he said. I was gonna say for product placement, what model was this again?
The HD60S.
60S, got it.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm still using my Hapaj, but if I need to upgrade it, I guess I'll look into that.
God damn it! Why haven't I been Pete Shed for this moment? Ah well.
Oh, that's cute.
Yay.
So I will admit, one other thing I will say is that I do, in some ways, I kind of do appreciate the amount of exposure Toadette is getting. Like ever since Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Like at first, she was just another one of those weird spin-off only characters that was just there just to fill a role. But they've actually been doing stuff with her as of recently, like with Captain Toad, and now this, where she literally just transforms into another character entirely. Meanwhile, in Peach's castle.
I forget. Oh. I forget. When was Toadette's first debut? Was
Mario
it
Kart
Mario
Double
Party
Dash.
games?
Double
Yeah,
Dash.
it was Double Dash.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
thank
then
you.
she reappeared in Thousand Year Door, and then she reappeared in also.
And I will
Crap.
say, just going off what James
Crap.
was saying about what James
Crap
was
what?
saying about.
I just noticed that I was watching this, and for a second I thought we were watching a video on YouTube. I was like, "Oh, cool! James will just cut out the part of this episode about this level where he has to redo it to get to the actual end." I'm like, "No, we're doing this live."
Yeah, I'm sorry
We gotta
about
watch
that.
this
I
level
forgot that.
again.
In getting the secret exit, I don't actually progress the normal way. So, gotta do it again.
To
Alright,
follow
But
up
I'll
what
just
I was
pretend
saying
I'm doing this
earlier-
like as if I were speedrunning.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
To follow up what I said earlier, I first saw Toadette in Mario Party 7.
Okay, and then,
That's
and
better.
then what were you saying there, Hype?
I was saying, just going off what James was saying about.
Oh
Going off what James was saying about how much exposure Toadette's getting, I kind of agree with him that I do kind of appreciate, mainly in a sense of like, and it's kind of odd how people veer on this. Like, I know a lot of people kind of like hate the idea of them reusing like the same characters over and over, and they prefer new ones. At the same time, I appreciate them reusing the old ones, if for no other reason than to actually give them a chance to feel a little bit more fleshed out and developed, as opposed to what some of the RPGs do, where it's like, hey, here's a neat character with an original design that we're only going to use once and never again.
Yeah. Which honestly is one of those reasons why I'm not as, I don't really mind the fact that, well, the newer RPGs have been trying to use more established characters.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I will agree, in some cases, they could do a little more than just that. Like, you
I'm
know,
sorry, did I already?
give us,
sorry.
do more than just stick around in the Mushroom Kingdom pooping on the usual Goombas and such.
I'm sorry, did I already ask you, Hype? Hype, Matt, what your exposure with the new Super Mario Brother games were?
I pretty much had played them all, but I'm one of those people that I thought that only the first one was really good.
Well, the first
That's
one was
fair.
the first one. So, as the joke goes, the first one was the only one that actually felt new.
New.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I still love that joke going around where it's like, no, it's New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers 2, New Super Mario Brothers U, New Super Mario Brothers U
And it
Deluxe.
should
that-
be stressed, ladies and gentlemen. We're only starting to get to the point where we're kind of feeling indifferent toward the new series after New Super Mario Brothers 2 and U were a thing. Because, say what you will about Wii, it did sort of feel like it was starting to spiral into familiar territory, but at least they still tried to do something different in the form of that you could literally have 4 people just hopping all over each other.
Which was
and all
nice.
that
That's what I'm
crap.
saying. That was new. But sorry, as the joke was going to continue, all this new cuts back to freaking Princess Bride. You keep using that word.
I don't think you realize what it means.
I don't think new means what you think it means.
I think I think at this point the only reason that they keep calling it the new series is that that's, for lack of a better word, just to remind people that that's the aesthetic, because that is kind of the aesthetic of the new series, where they're just 2D platformers with 3D malls and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
True.
It's pretty much how it's been.
And it wasn't until the Mario Maker series that I realized just how cookie cutter these levels actually are.
Yeah.
And I still never even played Mario Maker or used it.
You know what though? It's funny you bring that up because when playing through the Mario Maker games, or in the Mario Maker game, not counting the 3DS game, it really dawned on me just how much they kind of slapped the assets together in that game compared to here, where it feels, as ironic as it sounds, a little more natural.
Well, you get slopes.
All
Yeah.
all the enemies are still like JPEGs and
By the
And
way,
you get, at least here you get slopes.
here's that picture I mentioned earlier.
Okay, I see it.
Oh,
It's like
Careful.
the only one I'll even accept.
I like that.
I like the one we almost got with Odyssey.
Yeah, I was about to say it's kind of
What did that one look like again?
red-haired Peach with a green dress.
And sharp teeth.
and with the Bowser cap, because apparently that was one of the many concepts. It's actually really fascinating how many ditched concepts Odyssey had, but one of the concepts was that Bowser had his own cappy and it was green with a K on it, because his name in Japan is Koopa, and at one point he actually used that cap on Peach.
To capture Peach.
Jeez, just imagine how much of a different game that would have been if that happened.
I theorized when the game first came out that we would get that Bowser would have his own cappy because of his hat, but nope, it's just a mechanical hat.
Yeah, but so unfortunately Hype beat you there on the predictions back in our Super Mario 3D World playthrough.
Bye-bye, Boom Boom.
I still can't believe that's a woman voicing Boom Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't the same person also voice Pom Pom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rouge the Bat.
What? And what?
Rouge the Bat from Sonic.
Now get out of here!
Well, the original Rouge the Bat.
Right.
Who became Bubsy?
Did I mention I love this World 1 music?
That's okay.
I don't know. I like 3D Worlds better.
It is, yeah, I strongly prefer, like, the original New Super Mario Brothers theme more. Especially the Wii variation. That stuff is it's very nice music to pop your head to.
Rolling Hills. I just... okay, this is the only thing that's ever annoyed me about it, was when I'm watching this and when I was playing the stage in Super Smash Brothers, but, like, what is with the angular hills?
He's that kind of me, but honestly...
Yoshi!
I mean...
Yoshi!
Yeah, Yoshi. But, say what you will about you. I honestly think the actual background assets always look the most interesting compared to the rest of the series. Like, they actually go for some really dynamic imagery, and yet people always forget that in favor of, like, the foreground elements that do kind of look very, well, plain.
Yeah. Also, by the way, the only complaint I have about Yoshi in this is that he's not multicolored like he was in Wii.
Which I always found was weird for this game's case, and, well, obviously there's the fact you can only use him in stages you find him.
Right.
Oh,
boy.
Yoshi!
Oh no!
Get back here, you! No, not
There
again!
No!
There you
Was
go.
it the same shell that hit you?
Yes.
Yeah, we are
rebound.
not turning this into another Mario World commentary, damn it! I will not lose you to the pits of hell!
Don't break me again.
Another one. Yay.
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 So, lesson learned, Yoshis can shit out 1-ups.
Well, that's the thing that they've been doing for a while now. Like, I think, isn't that the whole fruit getting you a prize thing? Isn't that carryover from Mario World?
Oh, I want to turn to a pretty princess too.
Spit it
Well,
out.
too bad.
All you're gonna get is 10 coins, which that's also another thing that they all know.
Yoshi! Fuck.
Oh, and
Wait,
you're
he might still be
Yoshi
down
Chan.
there. No, he's not.
No, he is gone, and those moles are after his...
They're after his carcass.
yeah, it's like, lunch!
Ah, well. Just like my dreams to be a fairy princess, we must all pass them.
Anyway,
Which, go ahead, Hype.
just going back to the whole thing about like being a princess and not being a princess, all you're gonna get is 10 coins, which that's actually something that they also elaborated on. It's like, if anyone other than Toadette uses it, they just get 10 coins.
Can I also just say one other thing that kind of confuses yet slightly irritates me in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe specifically? You know that whole spinning maneuver whenever you jump by pressing the R button?
Right.
They mapped that to the jump button as well now, and at times that can sort of trip you up.
Well, especially if you're, like, jumping repeatedly, boop, 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 and then suddenly,
yeah.
flip.
It's not that hard to get used to, but there can be those times where you least suspect it. It's like, damn it, I didn't mean to do that!
Yoshi there.
Come,
Baby
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Hey, come baby Yoshi.
Oh, never mind. We'll let I do his epic baby portrayal.
You look like you know where to find food, so I guess I'll follow you.
Oh my gosh, James, it's canon. The freaking... I realize it's actually canon. This is how you speak Yoshi. Yoshi means this. Yoshi means that.
Well, that's kind of a gag that they've done every now and then in the Mario series. Like,
Where's
I think
he
it's
going?
most extensively used in the comic, though.
I just now imagine Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Oh, I forgot the baby Yoshi sing with the level. I love it.
Yeah.
And they can do this, apparently.
Well,
Why
that's
can they
one of
do
the things
this?
that's the original.
You would like that, wouldn't you, Logan?
No, I'm asking... I'm actually genuinely curious about why the heck this
Actually,
is
you
new,
know what?
like, a thing.
Sealy makes that joke. I'm surprised we never did that the first time.
Josh,
did what?
I'm genuinely, like... I'm genuinely concerned of why this is now happening. When did this get introduced to their anatomy?
Well, that's a carryover from the original game. Like, you know, the different Yoshis and their different abilities.
Yeah.
Yoshi singing is so hilarious.
Yeah.
Did it start in Wii or U?
The Yoshi
I
singing?
think so. I remember
Well,
Wii.
in you, because only
Yeah.
the baby Yoshis do this.
Okay, so it was you. I was right.
Sorry, Yoshi. Singing will not calm their nerves.
It was worth a shot.
I'm sorry, Yoshi, but you're not Jigglypuff.
Whoa, it was one of those weird Goomba thingies. The little, like, brown ones from World.
I could
Oh yeah,
try
the
to
Goom
be.
Brats.
Yeah, Goomba.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. I can eat these things.
Oh.
Yeah. And the weird thing is that, like, unlike the adults, these babies you can carry into other levels.
Also, sorry,
Nice.
Sealy, you also are not I apologize, Sealy, but you are also not a Jigglypuff. You're obviously a
I just
Pichu.
realized the Goombas are different.
Yeah, these are Goombats.
These are Goombrats. They're not the same type of Goombas. They're the ones that actually know not to drop down pits.
And these are the ones that we saw in Mario World that were like round and look more like chestnuts.
Yep.
Oh no, those are Galoombas. You can basically use them as projectiles.
Okay.
This is gonna be awkward.
You're right.
Also, did you hear what I said earlier?
Yeah, I did.
I'm a Pichu and nothing else.
No, that was your cue to do the voice.
Oh, bye, Yoshi.
Pichu!
Aww.
I keep forgetting to do that when you give me that cue.
And there's Yoshi just looking like he ain't got a care in the world. Let's go.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're so close to the end of the world.
It's the end of the world, and you know it.
We know
God,
it,
is-
and I feel fine.
See when I'm watching this game, I'm reminded of that one video I loved. See the one with the pug that is just
Yeah, I won't keep you guys
screaming its
up.
head
Let's
off.
just get to the end of the level.
It's like
Oh.
of the video of the pug that's just screaming its head off. God is! And it's just God is dead. We killed him.
If you listen to women going, "Pug party."
When I think of Screaming Pug, you know what I think of? I think of the video for America's Funniest Home Videos where the America's Funniest Home Videos is playing and Tom Bergeron's like, we're going to the dog park, and then the pug starts screaming until the woman lets her go, and she starts running at the TV and starts barking.
Nice.
Hey sis,
That's actually a very
if I
quick
can
castle.
interrupt, I just remembered one other thing about the new series. One track that, as far as I know, they've never reused, and it's a shame because it's one of my favorites in the series. The castle theme from the DS game is one of my favorite tracks in the new series, and they never use it again.
Yeah, which is a shame.
I
Though they-
don't remember what it sounds like because I never played the.
You know, the do 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 do.
I know it got a remix in one game. It might have been one of the Mario and Sonic games, but I can't remember.
But I
which
really
one
like
it
this
was.
castle theme too. I like this castle theme too.
Screw you, platform. I can fucking float.
Bye, Potable.
For a sec, I thought you were saying "screw you" after I said this castle theme is
So-
my favorite.
So I'm curious. Would you have preferred that they? Well, I don't know. Would you prefer they just make a new Mario Brothers for Switch, or do you think that would defeat the purpose? They should just use this instead. Still.
I think if they're gonna ever do 2D Mario ever again, I wouldn't mind if they just still call it New Super Mario Brothers. But for the love of God, start using actual graphics for the foreground, and give it the similar kind of treatment you do to the 3D games.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you don't even have to worry about like world consistency. Just
Hey, Lemmy.
do whatever the fuck you
Hey,
want.
Lemmy.
And Lemmy's here to drop bombs. But that don't mean crap, because I can just boop them on the head.
Woohoo.
And this is pretty much the case for every single Koopaling. Wait till they get out of their shell, then immediately boop them again.
And yes, Sealy Nabbit takes no damage from bosses.
Doesn't that make him broken?
Correct.
That's the point.
It's called beginner mode.
Oh.
Dead.
Do do
Bye,
do.
Lemmy. Get the staff. Get the staff.
Yeah. If you're gonna bring back Koopalings next time, Nintendo, please make them do things other than just retreat to their shell and make them vulnerable once they pop back out.
And then they give you color splash.
Get out of the devil damn shit!
Oof. Yoshi's like, whoa,
How
Peachette,
the heck did you do that?
Peachette, you need a moment? You need some space?
It's like, excuse me, how did you do that?
Punk, I'm Peach!
Okay. And off we
Wait,
go.
did you say punk on Peach?
Yes.
Yes. Punk on Peachette.
Punk, I'm Peachette!
And there we go.
Layer
Layer
Cake
cake.
Desert.
And Yoshi just eats the entire freaking
And yet
thing.
they couldn't spell it like dessert to make a
Nah.
double pun. That would have been great.
Nah, Sonic
That
Lost
would've been
World
too
beat them
obvious.
to
Kind of
it.
missed an opportunity. Wait,
Lost
what?
World beat them to it. But
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, Yoshi ate the whole desert and the game was won and Peach somehow moved someplace else. Thank you all for watching. This was a good day.
Yeah, so hope you all enjoyed our little, I don't know what to make of the shindig of New Super Mario Bros.
Look at.
Deluxe, available for the Nintendo Switch for $60, I might add.
I was gonna say, were we doing a look at or a commentary?
Look
No,
at.
we're not doing a commentary. I honestly, what you saw was the most you really need. I mean, it's still a fun game, but honestly, if you save that money for some more high quality stuff first, like Sonic Mania, Donkey Kong Country.
But I will say the multiplayer is a neat little feature. If only they had online multiplayer, I probably would have considered it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That does remind me of something we can do later, but we'll clue you in next time. So on that note, I'm JamesmanXtreme.
I'm Lucky Check 20.
I'm Highland Princess Lita Pichu.
Aww.
I'm Rodney J. Get the fuck out of here.
Aww. Bye, boy.
And wait, what about our last guy?
Bye.
Okay. Farewell.
Yoshi.